Welcome to episode 46 of After the Breach podcast. We still may have some things to add to this on a later episode.
At the end of next year.
If one of our failed predictions comes true in the month of December, that'll be an episode in itself.
That will be an episode in itself. And we are seeing whales pretty much every day still. And I don't know why I'm saying still, because we will all winter. And we are running tours if you're interested. Those of you, especially who live in the region, we are running tours pretty much all week. Christmas week, New Year's, we'll be running Saturdays in January. So come on up and join us for a tour. This is a really cool time to be on the water. It's pretty quiet out there with boats.
Pretty cold.
It is cold, but whales.
So beautiful though.
Yeah. So the lighting
is incredible. Like the entire tour is that pre-sunset lighting. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, Monika, you were on our last tour that just went out.
I was.
Yeah. I wasn't really paying attention to the lighting, but Jeff was like, "Oh, the lighting was so good afterwards," and I was like, "Okay." I mean, it was.
But you pointed out that golden illuminated mountain
on the way back in.
Yeah, and it was the lighting was amazing. I got an awesome shot of Galliano and Spouter with this just incredible late afternoon lighting behind them and the colors. It was really, really sweet.
And coming from a colorblind person, it just you can imagine how good it was. We'll put it in the show notes.
I mean, you can only get that lighting really either this time of year or really, really late in the day during the summer, like super late.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we want to start with our recap? Do we want to start with Bigg's trends?
Or you could start with your 2024 predictions, recap those.
2025 predictions.
Yeah, well, you made them in 2024 for 2025, so.
And it's funny that
I'll start with my one.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that I made them, because listening to all the predictions from our 2024 recap, both Monika and I came to the same conclusion listening to that episode.
That I had made none, except for one, and it was failed.
You made, and you just said, I'll get back to you. And
to be fair,
I guess, do you want to make some predictions for 2025 now?
To be fair, though, Monika, you did ask the question, not publicly, but who would be the next first-time Bigg's mom? And
you did. You got that one right.
I did get that one right.
Yes. Would you like to tell everybody who that was?
T36A2. And I still haven't seen that calf, so I kind of feel gypped on that.
It was also not an official prediction because you did not make that prediction on the podcast.
It was not on the tape.
Yeah. So there were
I have it in writing somewhere.
But you may have had a good strategy, Sarah, because we did not do so well on our predictions for 2025.
But I think the one that I did put on here, I didn't do well.
It was darn close, actually.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right, I want to start with lobbing some of Jeff's 2025 predictions out there because you made some doozies.
I did. I got some of them right.
Well, you predicted the return of T109A3A.
Yes, I did.
You predicted the return of T18.
Right. Yes. I'm putting both of those on my 2026 predictions.
Oh my gosh.
Bold choice.
So you heard it here first. I'm predicting both of their returns in 2026.
All right. We will be back in 12 months.
I'll bet you $100.
Do I have to get them both?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay, $50 each.
Done.
Jeff, you also predicted a lot of Bigg's calves. Can you be more specific?
I was not specific in the prediction, but there were a lot.
How many do you think?
I would say 13.
No, less.
Less, really?
I was thinking like 7.
More.
Okay, well.
So when I was preparing notes for this episode, there were 10. But this afternoon, we added an 11th. So 11 calves born to this portion of the population with a late addition to a potential late in life mother, T252.
Which is kind of funny because spoiler, we recorded what will be the next episode last night with Jared Towers about a paper. But one of the things that was the ID catalog just got updated and published yesterday. And one of the things he said was like, oh, it's almost like out of date as soon as it comes out. And here we go. T252 throwing it.
He got a full 24 hours, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sarah didn't properly tease the next episode. The paper that we're we talked
I wanted to leave something for suspense, Jeff.
with Jared about is the provisioning, killer whales attempting to provision humans. And so listen to episode 47. It was a really good conversation, and we're excited to get that out there.
But more excited for this because you're bumping it ahead in the schedule.
Yeah.
What else, Monica, do you want to throw in my face?
You predicted T65A was going to have a calf?
Yep, we're wrong on that. That is not going to go on my 2026 predictions. Maybe 2027.
But on the other side, see, unlike Sara, you made a lot of predictions, and throw everything at the wall, something's going to stick, right?
Absolutely.
Zigzag with a calf.
Yes.
That one's in the green column. Tours will increase to around 90% success for Biggs.
Our year-end numbers, year to date, we're recording this on December 3rd. Our numbers are 92%.
In the green column.
Yeah, so we saw Bigg's killer whales on 92% of our tours. It's up. It's actually up from 86% in 2024 and 83% in 2023.
Wow, 83%. That's quite a jump, really.
It is
almost 10%.
Yeah. And it's amazing that just thinking about seeing killer whales on 92% of tours is pretty remarkable.
So you predicted, Sara, that the Northern Residents would be in Howe Sound on February 6th.
I did.
That was very specific, and you might have been right. I'm not sure, but they were there on February 5th of this year.
Okay, so, pretty close. I was, just off because I was, still on Australian time. It was February 6th, not Australia.
But we were not there to see them.
No. But we did get to see them there this year.
Several times.
Okay, well, some of us got to see them several times. Some of us just got to see them there once, Jeff.
So were they talking about the Salish Sea where we had defined where I predicted they would be seen more in 2025 than 2024? Were they, in fact, present more days?
It was actually really similar to the year prior, but the months were completely different.
Interesting. How similar? What kind of numbers are we talking?
I don't know. I don't have those. I have a lot of numbers, but I don't have those numbers. They were similar enough I didn't write them down.
Okay.
But in 2024, they were present a lot in January and February, and they were almost completely absent in January, February of 2025. Typically, the A42s at least have been spending a lot of time around Campbell River in the northern Salish Sea in August, and they did not do that this year. But one of the big changes was they're around a ton in the southern Strait of Georgia in September.
Yeah, which is when we got to see them.
When we got to see them, this is a shocking stat that could never have been predicted 10 years ago. We had more trips this year with northern residents than southern residents.
That is a crazy stat.
That blows my mind.
It's not, neither are huge. We had 4 trips that we saw northern residents. We had 3 trips where we saw southern residents. So you're not talking about huge numbers, but if I had told you that 10 or 15 years ago, you would have thought I was crazy.
If you told me that last year, I would have thought you were crazy. Because you're not actively viewing southern residents, but they're here, right? You're going to stumble across them, I would expect, more than 3 times over the course of a year.
You would think, but we had 3 trips
with incidental,
with not intentionally coming across them, and we had 4 trips with intentionally coming across northern residents.
They did come south of the Sunshine Coast in September. Mm-hmm. They were almost inching their way further south and testing the waters. It felt like they got as far south as kind of a beam of active pass, which I'm just wondering, are they going to keep going? Are they going to end up in the San Juan Islands at some point? It's wild to think about. And again, even last year I would have said no way, but now I'm not so sure.
Well, it is interesting because the southern residents, especially in the summer, seem to have totally abandoned that area. And, maybe not totally, but close to it. And with northern residents going down, hanging out near Campbell River and starting to venture south of there, it wouldn't surprise me if what we're seeing in September and what we've seen last year in the winter, if this does become a more pronounced trend.
Well, the southern residents historically would be in that area off the mouth of the Fraser River, expecting there to be enough fish to feed 30 whales, 60 whales, 90 whales, something like that, right? The northern residents, their travel dynamics tend to be different. They're traveling more in matrilines than in pods. And so it might be 6 or 8 whales from one matriline, and maybe there isn't a fish. And they're discovering that nobody's here, eating the fish that are available that time of year. And so maybe they will be shifting their patterns as well.
Yeah. I mean, when we were seeing them up there, and I don't know if we want to get into some of the details of that tour that the three of us were on when we saw them, but they clearly seem to be pacing around the river.
Yeah, not the day that we were up there, but afterwards, yeah, they were like almost in that one spot, and they would kind of go northwest sometimes to the south, and like almost always it was like back in that spot. If someone had like a killer whale sighting there that was 8 to 11 whales, it was like, oh yeah, those are probably the A's that are up there.
Yeah. So what else on the list of predictions that you want to throw around here, Monika?
Well, I got a couple wrong too. It wasn't just you. I thought there'd be a new calf in the T123s. That did not happen. I also predicted we would top 2,000 sightings of Bigg's killer whales in 2025. And you may be surprised to hear, I don't think we're going to do it.
Wow. I'm very surprised. I thought for sure you got that one.
Yeah. So we finished last year with just over 1,830 unique sightings. And we count a sighting as a unique group seen on a unique day. So there can be up to 10 or 12 different sightings on a single day. At the end of November of this year, we were sitting at 1,797. So I think we'll still surpass the 2024 total, but not by much. There's no way we're going to have 200 sightings in December.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a slight increase from last year, but it's not going to be anywhere near the 2,000 that I predicted.
Do you feel like we're, missing some regular matrilines that have been here a lot, in previous years that maybe weren't here as much this year, and that might impact some of those sightings?
There's been some shifts. There's been some up and some down, and we can get into who that is in a little bit. But I've gotten so used to sightings going up every year, every month, every year, and that wasn't the case this year. We actually had 5 months where the number of reported sightings was lower in 2025 compared to 2024.
Interesting.
Not dramatically, but lower, and that's not something we saw before. What was different in 2025 was there were a lot more Biggs here in January through March. Typically, we would go and, if we were trying to see Biggs every single day of the year, the streak would end in January or February. That's typically when sightings are lowest. This year, we powered through January and February with sightings every single day. And so I predicted, not on our recap episode last year, but on one of the other episodes, that we would have Bigg's killer whales confirmed every single day in the Salish Sea in 2025. We got so close.
I know there was that one day.
There's been 3 now.
3?
So
okay.
It's clearly over. But we made it to mid-November.
Wow.
With Bigg's killer whales confirmed every single day. But then we lost it right at the end.
Are we going to go with 2026 is the year that we're going to have Biggs every single day?
I would like to ask Sara, is that your prediction?
Yeah, you're going to have to make some predictions this year.
Sure. I'll go out on a limb and I'll say 2026. It's the year that we have Biggs sighted every single day.
I love it. I am not going to make that prediction.
Yeah, I just...
Am I feeling confident about that prediction? No, but I'm going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen now for sure.
Another prediction, I'm still going to have pneumonia in 2026.
Ugh. Terrible. I also predicted an uptick in the southern resident killer whale population, and it's small, but
there was one.
It happened. Yeah, so the official population census from the Center for Whale Research, we went from 73 to 74 in 2025. So I was hoping for a little more, but I will take that as a win. Yeah.
Yeah, anytime it doesn't go down, you got to take it as a win.
Also, J40 with a calf, and J41 with a third.
Well, she's the best whale.
Well, okay.
But let's talk about that for a minute. So J40 is a special whale to Sara.
Yep.
J41 is a special whale to me. They were both calves at the same time. You call J40 your daughter. I prefer to call J41 my sister. But now, and I'll have to say this is something I was hoping for for quite a while is that they would both have calves at the same time. And so that I remember seeing them play together during their like first 1 to 2 years. And I was like, oh, imagine they grow up and have calves that do that. And it's happening.
And you had a really cute encounter with them down in Puget Sound on your recent research trip down there that I unfortunately missed that one, but you texted me about it like while you were watching it or shortly after, I think.
Yeah, and this was one of those things where I didn't even really get to see the entire thing. It was like from the drone that we even know this was happening. But both J40 and J41 went in to surf a freighter wake, and from the drone, we could see them both in the same frame, and they had their calves with them, J62 and J63. And when they hit the wake, both J40 and J41 like took off like rockets surfing the wake, and they both left their calves behind. Like the calves were pumping those flukes, trying to keep up and just couldn't. And the moms were just like, see you in a bit. Like, we're going to go ride this wave. So that was pretty awesome.
That's so cool.
Perfect. I love it.
I have a question. As far as Southern residents go in presence this year, up or down from 2024?
What's your guess?
My guess is down.
Yeah, down a lot. The April through September presence was half of what it was in 2024.
Wow.
Yeah. And overall, this will be the lowest year on record outside of 2021. So second lowest year on record for Southern resident killer whale presence in the Salish Sea.
And is there something to, I mean, we don't know, right? But, there's generally like the return of Chinook kind of run in like, 4-year cycles typically. So 2013 was kind of a down year. 2021 was really down. And now we're 4 years out from 2021. Could that be a factor?
Definitely. I think there's probably a lot of factors, and we probably don't know what they all are, but there definitely seems to be a trend there. 2013, 2017, 2021, 2025 seems to be not great for them in terms of being in the Salish Sea because their presence has been low each of those years.
I've been surprised how low it is this fall.
Yeah, last year we got spoiled.
We were really spoiled.
We had something like over 3 weeks of Southern residents straight in Puget Sound every single day. What we saw this year was also down from that, but was kind of on par with what we had seen in years prior. So yeah, 2024 was a jump in that regard. And this year in the fall presence was more back to what we've seen in the last 10 years.
So any predictions for them for next year? I think I'm gonna go out on a limb again and say we're gonna have more Southern resident sightings in 2026 than this year.
Okay, for a second I thought you were gonna say an increase in the population, and I was gonna say you're just stealing my 2025 predictions and applying them to next year.
That too. No, I'm just kidding.
Specifically, I think they're gonna be here in May and June. So we had 0 sightings in May and June of 2025, and I'm cheating. I'm looking at the 2022 numbers to see, what might we expect for 2025 or 2026, sorry. And they were here quite a bit in the late spring, early summer. So I think you're right. They're going to be up, and I would love to have them here a bit that time of year again.
I don't think that's cheating. I mean, like when we look at forecasts and make predictions, like we look at historical data. So
you're right. And
I'm not going to say you're cheating.
Thank you. When we predict calves, we're looking at that too, right? Yeah. Like who's due and that kind of thing. So, okay.
The look on Jeff's face says he might think you're cheating, but I don't think you're cheating.
I don't think you're cheating.
I also think we're going to have another successful first-time mom in the Southern residence next year.
Any ideas who that is?
I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say specifics.
Okay.
But I think there will be a new one.
Okay.
Jeff, do you have any Southern resident predictions for 2026?
I'm going to throw this out there, and I'll get booed from a lot of listeners, but I have a reason for saying this. It's either K or L pod will not come in to the inland waters in 2026.
Oh my! Okay, get out of here.
Okay, what's your reason?
If I say they won't, their presence will go up.
So it's reverse psychology.
Exactly.
The whales do fall for that. So,
and they listen to this podcast, so they're like, oh gosh.
You don't know that they don't.
You're right.
Indy probably listens.
He certainly does not. He's getting up to too much trouble.
I will say that Indy is going to have an increase in his presence.
I thought you were going to say he's going to have a calf.
Hey, I wouldn't put anything past that dude. But I don't even know what his days present were this year. I think that it was up from 2024.
It was actually slightly down.
Was it?
But pretty similar. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with an increase on Indy.
Any predictions on who he's going to spend a lot of time with in 2026?
I need to think about that one. Oh, I'm going to pull a Sarah. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
No, well, you're going to get back to us tonight. We're getting it on the tape.
Yeah, I got to think about young males. Because that's like who he spends a lot of time with. Like
so this
families
fall,
with young males.
This fall, he spent a lot of time with T49A2. And I have to say, I love that friendship.
That's a good
I
would
combo. Love for that to continue next year.
I could totally, and that's what I've been sitting here thinking about. I could see that persisting and them becoming like, pretty steady companions. I think that would be really cool.
It would be. He also really liked T100s, specifically T100F.
The male T100F.
Yes.
But he's not leaving 100F.
No, but Monika didn't say like which individual independent males Indy's going to hang out with.
Yeah, but I don't think he's not going to stay with
a
matriline for very long because he never does. But I could see him and 49A2 having quite a lot of time together.
I'm just going to get technical here. She didn't say like consecutive days.
So he has a lot of repeat associates. Yeah. So the T100s he was with apart in 2025. In 2024, I think it was like the T35As, right? He was with them and then not, and then back with them again. Let's take a look at how some of the specific Bigg's Killer Whale matrilines did in 2025 in terms of their time spent here. We did this last year. We went in and talked about some whales that were here less than usual and some whales that were here more than usual. And I thought it was really interesting to go back and see what had changed for these families this year, because suddenly we're starting to look at maybe a trend where some families that were here a lot are starting to maybe leave the Sailor Sea a little bit.
Like the 34s and 37s?
They're at the top of my list. Their sightings have dropped dramatically 2023 to 2024 and again 2024 to 2025.
Yeah.
I love and find it so fascinating that we see trends like this that, some may be short-term, some may be long-term, but I just think it's interesting that their geographic preferences change, and we will see some matrilines a lot for a period of time of years and then not as much. And then some that we don't see very often all of a sudden start spending more time here. And I think it's really cool how that works. It's interesting. I'd love to know more about what drives that.
I don't know that I've had a sighting of them this year. There was one encounter that we had, and you were driving the other boat, and I was driving one boat up by East Point, and the whales were hunting, and then I had to leave, and you were continuing with them. And I can't remember who that was, and I want to say maybe that was them, but I don't think it was.
I don't even remember that. What month?
I don't know.
But we did not see the 34s and 37s. I mean, if I saw them this year, it was once.
Yeah.
So there were two other family groups we talked about that had declined in 2024, that declined further in 2025. And I just want to throw them out there for you to see how it felt from the tour perspective. The T60s and the T77s.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see them nearly as much because the T60s are whales that, like, when we see them, I feel like they're around for weeks usually.
However, we are excluding T60 D and E from that equation.
We are.
Yeah, because they were around quite a bit again.
Yes, they were here about the same as the last couple of years, but the T60's proper, T60 and her other three offspring.
Yeah, I remember seeing them, but not much, and not much of the 77s.
I think maybe twice for the 77s.
I don't think I saw the 77s this year, which is crazy, especially 77 C and D had been kicking around, on their own for a few years, but we're here a lot.
And I think one of the times, maybe I might have just seen them once. It was C and D were back with, it was once. Because I remember they were hunting harbor seals at a rock, and this harbor seal pup came up next to the boat crying.
Oof.
Yeah, it was, and I was like, no, it's just waiting for its mom to come back up. Probably not. I think that was the only time, but that makes me think like the T65As, I didn't see them hardly at all either, because
they spend so much time down in.
But they didn't. I feel like they didn't this year.
I felt like they were around the same.
Yeah, they were around the same.
Okay.
It was just in Puget Sound. So they're like a smaller regional shift, right? They used to be San Juan Island whales, and now they're Puget Sound whales, and they will only pass the San Juan Islands under the cover of darkness.
Yeah, it's like they blow by here at night, and they're seen like in the morning heading south at like Maristone.
Yeah, because I maybe had one sighting of them, would be shoreline heading down towards Admiralty.
But I do feel like they're around. I see the posts and pins in the app.
Like I see the posts. I guess I didn't notice them as much, but the numbers don't lie.
Yeah. Then there were two families we talked about being here less in 2024 that came back in 2025. The T109As and T125A and T128.
I feel like the 109As were around a lot this year. They're not a lot like over the course of the year, but there was a stretch, and I can't remember what month it was or what months. I mean, they were the ones, they went through Friday Harbor, I think 2 or 3 times in a week, passing through.
It's like July, I want to say, like late July.
I feel like it was August because
in August.
I was not here, so I think I was up in Telegraph Cove.
Right.
Because one of those whales is now named after me, and I have not met that whale. And yeah, it came to Friday Harbor when I was not here. So I remember that very clearly.
They're looking for you.
Well, because my last trip before I came up to join you, I saw the 109As in Cow Bay, like swimming through the boathouses.
They were in Cow Bay like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a weird little circuit going there for a while from Cowichan Bay down into Saanich Inlet, and then the next day, Cowichan Bay down into Saanich Inlet.
Yeah, back and forth. And then I think after a week or two, then they were in and out of Friday Harbor. We had a trip that we viewed them not near the harbor. We went and looked at humpbacks after that or some other stuff. And when we came back in and people were getting off the boat, the 109As were like passing the ferry landing in the harbor.
I know, because we were coming in to the slip, and as I'm standing on the side of the boat with the line in hand, the whales swam under the boat and came up, and I was like screaming, and people are like, get a picture. And I was like, I'm literally like jumping off the boat, and the whales are right there.
It was funny watching like everybody in town running down to the marina. It was like, I mean, you just saw this huge wave of people running down to the docks.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Sorry.
But T109A2s, where the heck were they?
Were they here at all this year?
No, 0 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Compared 2023, they were here 47 days.
Wow.
It's because mom was here, so she's like, yeah.
Or they're on the outer coast and they're going to bring back 109A3A and make my 2026 prediction come true. I'm optimistic. I'm the optimist in the group.
I know. We're not pessimists. We're realists.
Yeah, but we need a dreamer.
We do.
Dreaming is fun. It's good to dream.
Okay, I've got 2 others that went way down in 2025 compared to the year prior. T124As.
Yes.
Yeah.
And T49C.
Interesting.
They were both here, but about half as much as 2024.
I wouldn't have guessed that about 49C.
But 124As?
Mm-hmm. I do feel like they've done this before, where I was like seeing them quite a lot, and then for a couple of years they were just like not here very much, and then they kind of resurged, and then now.
I agree. My hunch is they're a very cyclical family in their presence here. Yeah.
Did you say 125A and 128 were here more?
Yes.
Excellent.
And I saw them like not at all. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't really remember seeing them a lot, but I'm glad that they were here more because those guys are cool.
They are cool.
The Alaska boys.
So we talked at the end of 2024 about families that had an increase that year. And so I wanted to check in with some of those as well. T65Bs, their presence stayed high.
I feel like I saw them a lot this year.
Yeah, I thought they were going to have gone way up, but it's actually very similar, about 70 days in 2024 and 2025. So big jump, but they maintained a higher presence. Same thing with T63 and T65, or as you like to call them, Jeff, the T63s.
Well, that's what they call them up in Vancouver. I see like posts and stuff of the T63s. But you're saying they were here more or about the same?
More.
Because I feel like they were here a lot more.
So in 2023, Chainsaw and his mom were here just 26 days. In 2024, that jumped to 65 days.
Wow.
In 2025, 74 days.
Wow. See, that's a cool trend. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so interesting, these trends of some matrilines, trending away and some trending towards. It's just, I would love to know what's driving their geographic shifts over time. Because I don't think they persist these aren't like long-term trends, I don't think. I think they're just,
who knows?
for some years.
Yeah.
So T86As were another one that increased in 2024 and stayed high in 2025.
And again, I don't think I saw them at all.
Yeah, I know I saw them, but I don't feel like I saw them a lot.
I don't think I saw them once.
Remember, a group of them spent like quite a stretch of time in the Howe Sound area. So
yeah,
out of range for your tours, but they were around a lot.
Though I think
out of range for Sarah's tours.
Yes.
Excuse me for a second. While I punch Jeff. I think I saw 86A3, and I know I saw 86A1. I just didn't see like the 86As proper.
I do remember there was a period in the middle of the summer where they were present with, there was a fairly large group of mixed matrilines that had been together for several weeks, or what felt like several weeks, that we were seeing them every day, and the 86As were in there.
You know what? The one all-day trip where we went up to like Seychelles, they were in that group.
God, I forgot about that.
Oh, so Sunshine Coast is part of your normal tour range now, apparently, at least on your all-day trips, huh?
Well, that was funny because the whole time we're driving up there, and I keep turning to Sarah and like, are we stupid, or are we crazy, or are we really doing this? And we hit a point where I think we were a little bit north of Portlier Pass, where it was like, okay, it's done. Like, we're fully committed.
And it was worth it.
Oh, it was totally worth it. It was incredible. I don't remember how many whales were up there. There were a lot, and they were super social. Mm-hmm. And we have photos with the Sunshine Coast in the background.
Yeah. So the 86As spent a good amount of time traveling with the 124Ds, who were also up this year compared to 2024.
Yeah, I believe that. I saw them a lot more this year, I feel like.
Another group that was way up this year was the T46Bs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
They actually, I've always kind of thought of them as Juan de Fuca whales. Like occasionally they'll wander a little bit further in, but they actually came in proper a couple times this year into the San Juans and the Gulf Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I think earlier in the year, David and I found them off of East Point, and I was kind of shocked to see them up in the Strait of Georgia.
Yeah. It just, there you go, right?
And the 46Cs came in this year.
Yeah, I guess that's up from last year, right?
from zero.
That was cool. I hope that's the beginning of a trend of spending more time in here.
Maybe they'll double their presence next year.
I would love it if they tripled it. And that was that is a cool matriline.
Okay, here's a off the top of my head prediction for 2026 is an entire T46 family reunion.
Wow, that would be epic.
And in reality, the T123s probably won't be there. But a girl can dream.
Yeah.
You don't think she'll bring her new calf?
Oh, is that Sarah's prediction for next year?
No.
I think she said she was taking all of your predictions.
But I love that extended family, and they do seem to get along. They do, hang out together, and I would just love to see the entire group all together. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
But someone we talked about last year who was here a fair amount in 2024 was T172. Only here 3 days this year.
Yeah, seems about right.
It looks like you're both trying to remember who T172 was.
No, I just don't. I don't know that I saw her this year.
I can picture her dorsal fin in my mind. But she like historically, I shouldn't say that, but in the last, I would say several years, was with the 30Bs and then like 117B. That was kind of like this group of, 3-4 whales, because 30B at the time had like 1 or 2, and now she has 3, and then they kind of split, and then 172 was like with them and sometimes not with them, and now it's like not with them. Yeah,
I think when 172 was here this year, it was with the other 117s. Whereas the 30Bs and 117Bs were here separately, but still with one another.
Yeah. But she was with us She was with the group when we first saw 49A6. She was in there. Well, the 117Bs and 30Bs were there too.
Yes. I remember that very clearly up in Swanson Channel.
Uh-huh. You were there too, Jeff.
I believe you. I'm just sitting here thinking and wondering, like, how many listeners are listening to all of this and all the numbers and of the match lines. And, you know, we've never really gotten feedback about this. Like, how many are following along that know this and know, like, who we're talking about? And how many people out there are just completely, like, is this just going over their head of, like...
Those people have ended their listening of this episode a while ago, because it's a lot of kind of inside baseball, I think, hopefully a lot of fun for the people who know these whales quite well. But yeah, lots of numbers and alphanumerics being thrown around.
And if the alphanumerics and numbers are going over your head and you are still listening, we'll link the new ID guide.
The brand new ID guide.
And then you can, like, flip through and look at least at the dorsal fins and eye patches.
Which are worth looking at. I mean, it's the ID catalog is pretty cool to look at how distinct the dorsal fins. I love the eye patches. I mean, the eye patches really are so distinct. And
you know, you're an eye patch guy.
I am. I think they're cool.
So this,
especially 124D4's left eye patch.
Wow, that's very specific.
It's because that's his photo in the new ID guide.
Oh, is that your one contribution?
His claim to fame.
I see. Well, this is a much anticipated ID guide, right? This population is changing rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's already out of date.
Yeah. Yes. But it's much more in date than our last one, which was 2019. So 6 years of mostly births and a few deaths, but also dispersals and all kinds of things. I just love flipping through ID guides and seeing how things have changed and sort of what's the new normal. For example, I noticed in this new ID guide that T49A1 is now listed separately from the T49As. So I think, you know, we're kind of considering him fully dispersed now, whereas he wasn't a few years ago.
So here's a pro tip. If you are getting confused or lost with all these numbers and you're still listening, go to the show notes on our website, click the link on the catalog, download it, and start listening to the episode again, and open the catalog to the different match lines as we're talking about them.
And if you do that at the beginning of the episode, you will look for T18 in the ID guide related to Jeff's prediction, and you will see that she is sadly not pictured.
But she'll be in the next update because she is going to come back.
I would love it. I mean, if that happens, I am here for it. I will give you $100. I didn't even make that bet, but if she comes back, I will give you $100.
I will see Monica's $100. If T18 comes back in 2026, you'll get $200.
I will take $100 from anyone listening if T18 comes back. I did notice T10 is in the catalog.
Yeah,
she came back.
Well. She did. I mean, she went a year without being seen, but I don't think she was officially removed and considered deceased because she's seen so much less often than the T18s. We had now, 14 months of sightings of the T19s as a threesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still holding out hope.
Okay.
As I said, I'm the optimist in this group. I'm the dreamer.
You're the dreamer.
Who else was here more in 2025?
I mentioned them already, the ones I got.
49Bs. And we did talk about them last year on this episode year of not having been here in years.
You're right. The T49Bs were here more this year than 2024. They were here on 3 days.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them, but I haven't seen them. I remember the last time I saw them was they were at Peytos with the 123s, and I believe this was either pre-COVID or during one of the 2020, 2021 summers.
I think the last time I saw them was when we took Peregrine down to southern Whidbey Island to see southern residents. And we passed T's and it was the T49Bs.
Wow. That was 2017. Wow.
So they've been seen this year in the Salish Sea and on the Oregon coast, the T49Bs with T50D.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting little pairing there.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if there's some relation there. You know, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here.
I don't know. I would think about that too with groups that we do not know or that are related that are seen together fairly often. It seems like they must be sisters or cousins or something. It's a
49 A's in the 19s.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm going to go with the 49 B's over 10 days in 2026. That's going to be one of
All right. He put it to the tape.
Sara, you want to throw another prediction out there?
I'm going to predict that the T49Bs will not be here more than 10 days in 2026.
Solid guess. I'm going to predict that the T109A2s come back in force. I'm going to say over 30 days of them in 2026. But they're not going to have T109A3A with them is my prediction. Yeah. Apologies.
I can still dream.
Yeah.
I'm going to make one more prediction. Well, probably more than one, but here's my next one is that next December, we're going to be listening to this episode, getting ready for our year-end recap, and we're going to wonder how we got through another episode with Sara not making any original predictions.
I made some predictions,
but they were kind of modifications or steals of previous predictions. Yeah,
Okay, how original can we get? I will make some predictions.
Yeah.
I have to think about them.
Okay, you're going to get back to us? I've got a couple more because I thought about this beforehand.
I did too, but
I think T65A4 and T137B are going to have their first calves.
Yeah, I've been waiting for them to have calves.
I love that prediction.
And I think T65A4's calf is going to cause T65A3 to disperse.
Oh.
Like more permanently than he has been. He's had a few forays in the last couple of years. I think he's going to become a permanent dispersal.
And you think 65A4 will stay with mom?
Yes.
I dig the multi-part prediction. I like it.
See, go big or go home.
Yeah, Sara?
I think there will be a new calf in the T123s, but it won't be T123s. It'll be T123
C's. Or A's or D's would be a bold prediction.
No, C's.
So we had a couple extended matrilines this year that had multiple calves. There were 2 calves within the T36s, T36A2A and T36B1A. We had multiple calves in the T46Bs. We had T46B1D and T46B3A.
Yeah.
See, you guys are processing all the numbers I'm throwing at you now.
The 36s, like the broader 36s, they're just getting too big for my brain. Like I have a hard time keeping track of them. Like they're my mental block matriline.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They've always been an
it
easier
doesn't
one
stick.
for me.
Yeah.
I'll get it when they're here for a stretch, and then it just goes away.
I do love these matrilines that have multiple calves kind of around the same time. Like we were talking about this down in the Sound, the T36s that, have the 2 relatively same aged kiddos that just are like super happy to have a playmate.
I love it. I feel for the other family members because they are just at 100% at all times. It feels like go.
I know how that feels.
But you think
not as like having kids myself, but
being around
kids.
You would think they would tire each other out, but I feel like they just wind each other up more. Like when there's 2 of them in the group, it seems like it's constant chaos.
Yeah.
So do you think there are any families next year, extended families, that might have multiple births?
I actually wouldn't be shocked if we saw another calf from T99B.
I think that's a good prediction. And congratulations on making your first original one.
I said T123C as well.
Do we think T65B has another one in her?
Yes.
I would love for her to have a daughter. Because if I'm building off of my T65A4, if T65B has another one, that would be a multiple within the same extended family.
I do think she has another one in her. I don't think it'll be next year.
Okay. Are you putting a 2027 prediction on the map?
Maybe. Let's see.
Way to take the initiative on that. I like it.
Her last one was 2020. Yeah, no, I don't. I think it'll be 2027.
Yeah, you're probably right. Her last one was 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is rather soon.
I think 2027. Yeah.
So we kind of brushed over this at the top, talking about the new calf that was seen today with the T252s. But it was seen traveling with T252 herself, who's estimated to be at least 53 years old.
Amazing.
So then why are you guys laughing at me when I say 65A's got another one?
She just gives the vibe that she's done. It's not a biological
It's not
thing.
an age thing.
It's a vibes thing. But we do, I feel like some of the Biggs stop reproducing younger. Like after they've had so many, they sort of taper off in their 30s. But we have several examples of them giving birth older than we've at least documented southern residents giving birth.
Like T34.
Exactly. So there could be some kind of off the wall predictions of some older females potentially having a calf.
Yeah, I'm not ready to make any
You'll get back to us.
No, about older females giving. I just feel like even though it does happen and we see it happen, it's inconsistent and fairly rare still.
That's why it's a bold prediction.
Oh, I've got another bold one.
T19. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would love for her to have a daughter.
I think next year we're so due for this. We're gonna have sightings somewhere in the Salish Sea of offshores.
Oh.
We are so due.
We are overdue.
I'll admit I thought about making that prediction and I didn't want to jinx it. So thank you.
Well, that is a prediction that should come from a dreamer.
It's true. But they have several times made visits well into the Salish Sea. So that's probably the only time I will have a chance to see them because I'm not going offshore looking for them.
No, but that would be so cool. That would be a new to me population. I would love to see them.
Me too.
Did you guys want to touch on humpbacks a little bit?
A little bit. I will say I was very happy to see.
I would love to touch a humpback.
Zigzag's calf. And if you remember, if you listened to last year's recap, I saw Zigzag around this time last year, and Zigzag breached and was huge. And I was like, Zigzag is pregnant, and it was very cool. We were out. We weren't the first ones to see Zigzag and the calf, but we were the first ones to get the ID on Zigzag that it was her. And that was cool. It was like, yeah, she was pregnant. That was very cool. And of course, Big Mama came back with another calf.
That calf was the MVP of the humpback year.
Yes.
For sure. Sure.
That was a great trip we had with the calf, like cartwheeling and breaching
several times. I'll say that calf eluded me in pretty spectacular fashion for a while. Like somebody would leave scene with the calf 10 minutes earlier, and then I'd get on scene in perfect conditions, and like 40 minutes couldn't find it.
Up by Flat Top.
Yeah, multiple times. But once I did get to meet it, it definitely paid off. It was an incredible calf to watch.
Was that the weekend I said I would get you Big Mama's calf, and then I did?
Yes. Yes, it was.
And yeah, we had a lot of regular humpbacks here of the Salish Sea who had calves this year. Europa, who is Big Mama's daughter or granddaughter? Europa.
Granddaughter.
So Big Mama had a calf and a great grand calf in the same year, which is very cool.
I mean, to be expected with as like extended of a family tree as she is creating.
Yeah, Split Fluke had another one. Valiant had a calf, and Sarah's favorite humpback,
Vivaldi. Actually, didn't see Vivaldi or the calf. So
one of the things that I found interesting when I was getting ready for this episode and putting numbers together, we had talked last year about all of the tours that we see killer whales and humpbacks, and you asked me for numbers, and I didn't have them, but I do have them. I didn't go back to 2024, but I was actually surprised. I didn't think it was going to be that significant of a number, but
of trips where you saw both.
Where we saw both, especially because we don't really see humpbacks till sometimes in April, but we really don't start seeing them in May. But we will see them all the way through December into January. But it's 30% of our tours.
Holy smokes.
Right?
I was going to guess like 15%.
Yeah, see, I didn't think it was going to be all that significant. When I put the numbers together, I was floored. That is amazing. It's way higher than I would have thought.
Yeah.
So you predicted humpback sightings going up this year.
I did.
Did they for you on your tours?
They did. We had 37% of our tours overall saw humpbacks, and that's up from 33% in 2024 and 2023.
Wow.
Just anecdotally, it felt like there weren't as many humpbacks, but maybe really what I'm thinking of is we didn't have like what people call the herd as much, where there was like the big congregations of humpbacks. There was that weird like kind of early season one kind of in June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like by Eastern Bank, like even Hine Bank, like in a ways.
And we had that in, I think it was 2017 as well. Really cool. Like just congregations of humpbacks really far in.
And like lunge feeding, like consistently lunge feeding at the surface. And
I feel like this fall there were like a good number of humpbacks like around Race Rocks and stuff, but I don't feel like I heard about
50 plus.
Yeah, or like, constant blows in all directions or that kind of thing.
No, and I think that they were further offshore, I think, out by Swifter Bank is my guess. I know in the fall we tried to get out there one day, not on a tour, and we made it. The furthest we were literally at the Wanda Fuka marker, like at the entrance, and it was just getting too big out there.
Right. Sara, do you have a prediction of how far Jeff will go on a tour in 2026?
Oh, I love this.
Oh man. I think he's going to be further up Howe Sound than we were with Northern Residents in September.
So north of Bowen Island?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We were just north of Bowen when we were there, correct?
Right, like right off the north end.
Yeah.
What's
gonna go up
the
to
town?
Squamish?
Yeah, yeah.
He's going to go film
I could see it.
A Splash of Love too.
Nanoose, you going to make it up to Nanoose, I feel like?
I could do that.
Yep, I feel like that's in the cards.
Parksville.
New 48-hour trip to Campbell River.
Pick up some Freyas.
What about out west? How far west do you think Jeff will go in 2026?
How far?
This is also, this is kind of like daring, like throwing a dare down, right?
Oh,
it is.
That's how I'm
totally throwing a dare down to Jeff. On a 4-hour tour or on an all-day tour?
What is there a difference?
Well, yeah.
Not when Jeff's driving.
When you have 2 4-hour tours, yes, there's a difference.
On a 4-hour tour, let's say.
I'm gonna say Shirley.
Ooh, I can do that.
Between Shirley and Jordan River.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan River. It won't end as a 4-hour tour.
No.
It will have started as a 4-hour tour.
I can do it.
On a day that you just have one tour, I would easily say you would go to Jordan River.
Oh, that'd be a no-brainer.
So
if there was a reason, I'm not going to just go. Because,
I don't know about that.
Now maybe I will just go see what's out there.
And south too. Why not? Are you going to make it down to Edmonds, Kingston? You've been to the south end of Whidbey.
I have been to the south end of Whidbey.
You're going to go under the Hood Canal Bridge.
Ooh, take me on that trip.
That would be cool.
No, I definitely think you guys would do that. We talked about it actually.
Yeah.
The day we ended up going to Howe Sound for Northern residents, right? There was a toss-up because there were also Biggs and Hood Canal. And it was like, all right, which one is it going to be?
I can't believe we even debated.
Yeah. Well.
Didn't we do the math and like Howe Sound was closer? It was something weird.
Howe Sound was closer and it was Northern residents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I can't believe we even debated that.
There was no coverage on the Northern residents, though, was part of it.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to have to find them potentially. Yeah.
Although, and I hate throwing this out there.
No, you don't.
Because I'm going to jinx myself on at least one trip next year. But the few times that we have gone up there to look for them, knowing that they were up there and there was no coverage, we've found them really quickly. And I shouldn't say we found them. Sara, you're the one who both times within minutes got them. And I think, they don't seem to do long dives, at least there. And
most places.
Yeah, they don't do long dives.
Yeah, and so they're fairly easy to find, and that's why I'm afraid of putting that out there. But
it's very different. It's just a reminder how different resident killer whales and Biggs are, right? We're now in this mentality of if you lose a group of Biggs and you go out and you have to reacquire them, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
If you're going to find them or not,
even
right?
After like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times we are going after a shore report that's 45 minutes or an hour and a half. That trail is cold.
Yeah.
Whereas with southern residents, you used to, and we did go out and find them fairly easily.
Right.
Like even with no reports, sometimes you just knew where they were likely to be. And northern residents are definitely more that vibe where they're at the surface more. There's more, I mean, not always more of them, but they're more active. They're just easier to find.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So I'm going to definitely, if I haven't, northern resident sightings are going to go up again next year, and especially ours.
You think you're going to have them on more than 4 tours?
I definitely think we're going to have them on more than 4 tours, and I will
I'd
make sure, no matter how far I have to go.
Yeah, will you get them on more 4-hour tours? Because when they came down, to Galliano, you got them on 4-hour tours this year.
We did, and when we left them on 2 of our all-day tours, when we left them, they were in areas where we had been on 4-hour tours. So I do think we'll see them on our half-day tours.
I think it depends a little bit on what they do seasonality wise, right? If it's in September again, absolutely. But if they're doing it in February, you probably won't be out there as often.
Well, if we get reports that they're out there, we will be out there.
You'll go.
It's harder
there's no question.
It's just harder with the daylight, really.
Right. The reports have to come in early. The weather has to cooperate. But I know that we can string together enough people that would want to go.
Don't kid yourself. We don't need a minimum number. We went with 1 paying passenger time.
Yeah, we did do that.
But now that you've had these encounters and people have heard about them, people have asked me, like, what are their best chances to go on something like that? Do you think there would be a chance that if they're around and the weather's looking good, that you might put up on social media, like, I think we're going to go for it tomorrow or something like that?
Absolutely.
Jeff's prediction.
I mean, the thing is, at least in the past few years, when they're around. It's not like a one and done. They've usually been around for multiple days. And if the weather looks good and we've been getting sightings, we'll definitely put something out, and we'll want to leave early.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to be up against daylight. When we went up there on the half-day tour in February, we didn't know that we were going there until probably we were 45 minutes into the tour and decided to go up there. Had we known we were going to go up there, we would have probably left earlier in the day so that we could have spent more time up there with them and not. I mean, I think we had a half an hour with them and had to turn around and leave. And if it had taken longer to find them, we would have had less than a half an hour. But Sara was amazing. She got them within 2 minutes.
Sara, you're writing things down over there. Are you writing down predictions?
This is what I said on the air.
You're going to keep track.
I'm keeping track of my predictions, but I've already forgotten what one of them was. So.
What? Well, it's okay. This is being
recorded, so it'll be recorded.
Fine. Yes. What date in February are we going? Are we going to see northern residents?
You guys might have them before I get back.
I won't be here, actually.
So Monika and I might have them before you get back.
I have February 1st to 3rd.
And I fly home the 3rd, but my flight is not finalized back to the island yet. So I'm not sure exactly what day I'll be back.
Yeah, I have like the 1st to the 3rd and then the 18th to the 24th. So
is when you're here or not here?
When I'm here. So I'm going to predict that Monika and I see the northern residents on February 3rd.
That's fine.
Like potentially the day Sara's coming back?
Yes. I'm going to that's going to be in my predictions.
All right. Well, that's fine.
I don't know. I can't remember already what dates you said you were here or not. I'm going to say February 22nd.
I'll be
here. Oh, you'll be here, and I'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah. February 22nd. I like that. I think we will see them in February.
I hope so. I would love to.
Right now, it looks like you only have 1 trip scheduled in February. So this is going to be an unscheduled last minute.
That's fine.
Go for it.
Yeah, and we might schedule some more in February depending on who's here. But we probably will.
Yeah.
But like we said,
Monika and I can run them.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. And like we said,
especially if we're going for northern residents.
And if we know that they're around and we have a chance and the weather looks good, we will throw something on social media on the Maya's Legacy whale watching Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
So January, February, beyond that. Check daily.
Multiple times daily.
And we, like I mentioned at the beginning, we're running, Christmas to New Year's, that stretch most days. And if we get reports of northern residents up there, we're going.
I'm ready. I'll pack my bag. I have my eye on your New Year's Eve tour. And then I think, is it January 2nd or something like that? I'm like, how do I want to end the year and how do I want to start the year?
Ooh, I like that.
Like, obviously, I mean, the obvious answer is, with whales, of course, but which whales? I'm going to say T60D and E will probably be the last whales I see.
And the first whales that you see.
Very likely, yeah.
Though I have to say, like, the 49As and the 75Bs and 75Cs and 75s really, like, tend to be
December whales.
December, early January whales.
99s.
I've had the 19s too.
Yeah, 99s.
Yeah.
I could see ending the year and starting the year, or one of the two, with the 99s, 75Bs and 75Cs. I love that they're traveling together again. It felt like it was a while.
You know, that makes me think the 90s. I don't feel like they were around as much.
So you're right. They were not around the San Juans hardly at all.
They were further
around
up North Howe Sound a lot.
Yes, and Campbell River area a lot.
Yeah.
So they were here. They just didn't. They're along with the 65As now snubbing the San Juan Islands.
So we're running pretty long here. Anything we want to add or talk about, more predictions before we?
Any humpback calf predictions from either of you? I don't know them well enough to make any.
I'm trying to think in my mind who had a calf this year and who has not had a calf. Zephyr might.
Zephyr, I think, is. Yeah, I think
yeah?
I could see Zephyr have. I think Zephyr's about the right time. Been a year or two.
Did Fallen Knight have a calf this year?
No, I think that was last year.
Yeah, because it was its
Starry Night.
Yeah.
That was last.
Who got entangled multiple times? If people wonder why Sarah's laughing.
Well, 30 days apart, in the same, found in the same spot, disentangled near the same spot, entanglement in the same spot. It's not funny. Entanglements are not funny, but there's an amusing factor to this one.
I mean, it begs the question: did it want to be entangled?
No,
I don't think it did. But
but
I think we've put a lot out there.
We have.
We have.
I mean, you
guys have put out more than I have.
It's true, but you made some original ones this year.
I'll tell you what, we're going to record here again in the next little while. I will come with some original predictions, and we can record them, and you will have them for posterity, and then you can tell me I was wrong this time next year.
Okay, so this is episode 46.
On episode 48.
On episode 48, which we will be recording before the end of the year, right before Christmas, Sara is going to have a list of original predictions.
Yes.
And I'm going to make one last prediction for 2025.
Is that I don't come up with any original predictions?
Exactly.
No, I will. You have my word.
All right. You heard it there.
So tune back in to episode 48 for my predictions for 2026 and beyond.
In the meantime, make sure, if you live around the Salish Sea or nearby, or want to make a quick trip around Christmas and New Year's, come on out with us. Mention you're a podcast listener, and remember,
stay safe out there.